Everyone we see is a reflection of us. In response to quality over quantity, I want you to take a step back and think, sometimes we place a lot of focus and energy on something that is an attack on your personal beliefs or attack on your livelihood. And you have to wonder, if you think about it in a different viewpoint, sometimes change for the better, which makes your life easier, is more adaptable, so things can get done faster and quicker. You don't have to place as much time and energy and focus onto something. And as mentioned, you can still do the things that a little bit here and there that really make the big differences between yours and plain Jane's. But you don't have to place so much hurt upon it, because I think that's what it is. But what actually is that value that's sort of stopping you from seeing for what it is? Well, it's what's called the ego. And the ego protects what you've worked hard for. But it also attacks, and it's darker energy. It's a conflicting and constricting energy that doesn't allow you to see the positive in a change. Yeah, look, it's probably not as glorified or gratitude-wise, in terms of it's not as good as what you can do. But let's say it takes you 3 hours to do something. Let's say with the change, it now only takes you 35 minutes. So you can get a lot more done. It's a lot faster, it's easier, it's quicker. So that gives you more time in the day to go and spend with loved ones or the things you need to get done. But you see, the ego mind traps you in the idea that it's an attack on what you do. But if you take a step back and you see it with fresh eyes, as they say, sometimes it can actually be beautiful, or it can be better. But we're so ingrained into that idea that it's like, how dare you change what I've built? How dare you step into my realm? And that's the ego. It really controls you. But fear not, my friends. This is why we learn. This is why these moments come about, because it teaches us feeling and energy and what's placed behind it. And why did we think that way? We're not taught this in schools. We're not taught this in education. We have to find this out ourselves. How do you contemplate what this is? No one can teach you. They send you to a psychologist, psychiatrist, or a psych ward. But it's not that. It's simply that you place so much passion in what you do that the ego defends it. But when it's calm and you think about it and you look at it from a different perspective, you realize that sometimes it can be good. Not always. But some situations, if you think about it in a clear mind and rational thought, sometimes things work better. And it does work better. It's just that your mind is so fixated on something that may or may not have been working. And if it was working, that's great. If someone wants to step on your toes, okay, well, let's work together. Can we come up with a solution? Sometimes I think we're too quick to judge others without adopting something new. I think we're all guilty of that, me included. But this is what's so beautiful about life and moving into different dimensions and learning from other people is you learn things about yourself. And if you're willing to be open to make mistakes and, absolute freedom to explore these things, then you grow with each other, you grow with everyone, you attract the positiveness in our life. And as we come upon the beauty of everything, we realize that we have been manipulated to protect the very things that we adopt with a heavy heart instead of being open with a loving one. My friends, we are all here to learn. We protect the things that we value, and there is nothing wrong with that, but we also must be aware that sometimes the ego mind will play tricks on us, and all it takes is a calm mind and a rational head to realize that sometimes things are actually good. It's just that we don't see it that way. But who told our mind and our ego to think that way? Whose idea was it? It certainly wasn't mine. Can we be manipulated to be resistant to change? To adopt a new strategy? Someone worked hard to try to do that and thought it was really good. Were we too quick to dismiss it? Perhaps. But at the end of the day, we learn. We learn to appreciate others and the input that they have, because where would we be if we did not have that? Right back in ego mind. So in this day, we live, we love, and we learn, and we appreciate that all that comes our way teaches us the good and the bad in everything. The respectfulness and the honor that we have for it all. And even me, sometimes we always jump to conclusions, and they're the best times when we learn something from it, because we feel like we're evolving. And news to you, my friends, we are. So don't let the ego control you. Just be aware of it. And when you catch yourself in those situations, take a step back. And with a clear mind, we can think about it again another day, or another time, or in 10 minutes, it doesn't matter. So with a happy heart and loving thoughts, peace and love always.